Well, the Colorado River is a federally controlled waterway. The United States Coast Guard is responsible for the river's general welfare. The main responsibility that the Coast Guard has here on Lake Havasu is to maintain lighthouses along its shoreline to aid in nighttime navigation. So the standard issued Coast Guard lighthouse is a simple pole in the ground with a light bulb on top of it, which does the job just fine. It's just not much to look at. So in the year 2000, the Lake Havasu City Lighthouse Club was formed. Local artisans got together, pooled their talents, raised some money, and started replacing those generic lighthouses with historically replicated lighthouses from around our country and Canada.
Wow.
This is one example called the Currituck Beach Lighthouse. The original lighthouse can be seen on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Built in the 1870s, the Currituck Beach Light was the last great American brick lighthouse ever built. This lighthouse is one of 28 historically replicated lighthouses that we now have on Lake Havasu.
Wow.
You'll be seeing more examples of these lighthouses as we make our way around the lake.
Get the lighthouse here.
I am.
I've never done something. This is so cool. Thank you so much.
That is gorgeous.
Well, welcome to California.
Oh.
Welcome back to California.
Really? Really? I just left that. I mean, I drove 6 hours ago.
So from this point on, as we make our way down the river, all the land to our right is the state of California, managed by the Chemehuevi Indians. To our left is Arizona, managed by the Bureau of Land Management of Arizona, and the waterway is a protected wildlife refuge managed by the United States Coast Guard. So this lighthouse, another replica called the Mount Desert Rock Lighthouse. The original can be seen 18 miles off the coast of Maine. Now, built of granite, it was tradition that the lighthouse keeper and the family who would have lived on the island would have brought earth or soil to the island each spring to plant gardens. So by summertime, a full garden would be in bloom. But the first signs of those winter gales would sweep the rock clean of all remaining earth. They'd have to replenish their dirt supply each season. Backwater coves, you can find yourself off the main river channel and call it your own.
Yeah.
You never know what kind of wildlife you'll come across in these quieter areas. We're now approaching or entering our canyon lands. The scenery is going to change quite a bit from this point on. All the dark rock that you see is all lava rock. Notice the holes up there in the dark rock. Those are bear caves. If you look really close, you'll see absolutely nothing. They're bare.
Oh, I was going to say bears in Arizona.
I got 2 of them, so we're halfway there.
There we go. Dun, 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 dun. He's here all day, folks.
Interesting story about the palm tree. So palm trees, they're not native to this region. When Mr. McCullough came to town back in the mid-1960s and set Lake Havasu City up for us to live, he bought a palm tree orchard from Palm Springs, California, transplanting these palm trees here in Lake Havasu City, creating a desert oasis feel. And the palm trees you'll notice along the river, Mr. McCullough did not plant. They are, though, direct descendants of the ones he had brought with him.
Huh.
Wow. Now, how'd this one get out here all by itself?
Somebody planted it there about 40 years ago.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. Yeah, he brought in fan palms, like this one, date palms.
skipper!
These days, Copper Canyon is probably best known for being the original party destination on Lake Havasu. I'll get us back in here so the sun's not in our eyes.
Oh, there's more palm trees. Oh yeah, there's another palm tree.
Yeah, so the miners started to arrive along the Colorado River in the year 1854, just a few years after the gold rush. They were mining for gold, silver, and copper. The miners would have hauled their ore many miles from their mining camps, located high up in the mountains, down to collection points established along the river. This is where they meet the steamboats. Small, flat-bottomed, steam-powered paddle boats would travel up and down the Colorado River, supplying the miners their needs of food, fuel, and equipment. Was able to purchase 26 square miles of land where the city sits today. He bought this land from our federal government at a midnight auction, and he paid $74 an acre for it.
Oh my gosh.
After he laid out the streets, he subdivided the lots for sale. Mr. McCullough then started to fly people to Lake Havasu City from all over our country and Canada for a 3-day, 2-night stay. All expenses were paid. Mr. McCullough wined them and dined them with the hopes that they would buy land here. And they did. The very first year of land sales, Mr. McCullough made $100 million.
Oh my Lord.
Now those folks that bought land in those early years, most of them did not move here right away. There was not much to offer back then. They waited to retire before relocating here to build their dream home. Mr. McCullough, he conveniently transplanted his chainsaw factory from Los Angeles right here to Lake Havasu City, creating an economic base. Most of the folks that lived and worked here in those early years worked for the chainsaw factory. Well, in 1990, the big building boom started. At times, we were the fastest growing community here in the Southwest. Today, our population is about 55,000. Mr. McCullough's vision sure has transformed this valley into a true desert oasis for all of us to enjoy. Mr. McCullough passed away in 1977, just a few years after rebuilding the bridge here in Lake Havasu City.
Thanks to Sunset Cruise and Captain Kenny for a great time on the river.